Hi, my name is Jeremy. I am the operations lead for ARKON Off-Road, and I drive a 2015 Chevy Silverado 1500. All right, so what got me into building? I'm actually fairly new to the truck game. This is actually my first build that I've ever done. It wasn't until I started working here that I really got involved in what you can really do to a vehicle, and I never thought I'd really get into it. I really didn't know what to do. It had, I think, 20 inch or 22 inch dub ballers on it, so that was the extent of the whole thing. Maybe the rear block's taken out, and it wasn't until I went to SEMA for the first time and saw all the trucks on 26s and 30s and 12 inches of lift that I was like, oh, this is what I can really do to a vehicle. This is what I can customize to make my truck. Now, was I going to make my truck look like those? Probably not, but I wanted something that I was proud of, that I always wanted to look back at, and that I really wanted to invest in. One thing I like most with having this build is the attention that it does get. You know, I like looking out my window and everyone's just staring at my wheels or staring at the suspension that's in the truck. They just look at me, they shake their head, they're like, why would you do something like this? And it's like, you're an enthusiast. You know, you're gonna get the hate, you're gonna get the people that just don't get it, and it sucks for them, but this is now a passion that, you know, they just missed out on, and it's something that's amazing to be a part of. So my truck is on a 7-inch rough country Vertex coilover system. It's on a 35 by 13.5 Furies with 24 by 14 Archon Crown Series Victories. I got RBP stealth boards on the side there, Volant Performance air intake, and a Ronin factory antenna. That's the gist of everything right now, with a lot of stuff coming in the future. Like I said, I didn't have much of a background. I grew up basically looking at classic cars. I went to the Iowa car shows. That was basically it. I didn't really have a lot of outside help when I originally started, and now I like to look at the gram. I like to look what other people are building to get outside help. You know, we have a lot of help around the building here with custom offsets and ARKON Off-Road that I'm able to bounce ideas off, think about, is this going to be a good idea? Should I do this to the truck? What are you doing to the truck? That's a big help, and that's probably my biggest influence in regards to keeping me on the right path with building my truck. Like I said, the biggest thing was just sort of watching and learning and just viewing everything that I could and taking as much in as possible to really help push what I wanted to do today. How I came up from like classic car shows and getting into that to all of a sudden doing big lifted trucks. I think everyone was doing it, and the truck scene was still fairly new. I mean, you see a lot more cars on the gram or on Facebook or anything like that, the clubs. You know, you see a lot of that. I want to be something different. I always try to stay, like I said, stand out from the crowd, and the truck scene is still booming. It's still growing, and wanted to join something different, so I decided to join the truck side instead. So I went from, you know, walking fields to now walking parking lots, walking at Daytona, lifted truck nationals, like I said, walking all the truck booths at SEMA, and that, I mean, though what they do and what they build, it's eye-catching, it's something amazing, and what they can pull off. You know, you can do it the same with the car scene, but when you do it with the truck, it's 10 times higher and 12 times wider than everything else. So that's one thing that really stood out when we started ARKON Off-Road, is that I was very fortunate enough. I think everything sort of fell into place at the right time when I bought the truck. When the lift kit was presented to me, it was a great opportunity to be able to get the first truck on Archon wheels. It was the very first build. We probably plastered it 101 times all over social media, like this is what your truck could look like. It was the Archon Lincolns, which is now one of the hottest wheels out there on the market. Rough Country was nice enough to supply the Vertex coilover kit, which is when they were just coming out with that. RBP actually supplied the stealth steps there. That was just when they were dropping those too. So those guys really helped me get off the ground and really get to where my truck is now. At the time, I was like awestruck. I'm like, hey, I'm the only person in the world that has ARKON Off-Road Lincolns, and no one else does. Now we started promoting, we started pushing, and now I look at our gallery, there's hundreds and hundreds of trucks in there running Archon, and just starting from one person to now all you guys running these, it's been a a heck of a ride to watch everyone come together and join our team at ARKON Off-Road. So it's been a great experience to see that come into fruition. They actually waited, so I was getting antsy. They actually debuted the truck on my birthdays, which was really, really nice of them. But it was also like, I just want a vehicle because I was without a vehicle for about a week and a half. But it was a very nice surprise and a very happy birthday when that happened. And then again, when I was swapping out the 22s for the 24s, you know, we had to trim the front bumper because I wasn't going to rub anymore, and I was not having it to chew up my tires. So that was probably the only things that held up the whole thing, but that was it. All right, well, the first set, it was a 22 by 12 on 35s. We decided not to trim that, and that rubbed like no other. And that was the time when I was like, okay, I'm kind of satisfied. It looks very good, but then all of a sudden I was like, something was speaking to me that like 22s are just too small. Decided to go bigger and wider, and this time we decided to trim, and I couldn't be happier with how that looks now. Why I chose my vehicle over other things is because I'm still very young in you know, the build scene and like getting acclimated to everything that the industry has to offer. That I was able to accomplish a lot what I want to do. But now my life definitely revolves around, you know, when are we going to SEMA? When are we going to Vegas? When are we going to Daytona now? If we do lifted truck nationals, is my truck going to be going there? Now I'm trying to combine a lot and balance a lot, but you know, with having a vehicle that stands out more and it's a head turner, you know, maybe I shift my life a little bit to go to these shows now and to show it off and, you know, show what we have to offer. It's still got the stock front grille, which I want to swap out. It's still got stock exhaust, which I plan on swapping out too. Probably want to get new headlights, taillights, maybe customize the interior. But with this being my first one, I'm just getting a taste of everything. I think I might cut it off at some point because eventually I do want to go up to a 2500 or a 3500 and get a diesel for non-diesel things and just lift the heck out of it, put like 12-inch FTS or Wicked suspension on it. You know, eventually maybe put 2614s on 40s and just have that kind of truck. I think that's my long-term goal, is to get something that stands out. Now, if I have the opportunity to ever go to SEMA with something new like that, that's definitely a dream goal. However, I don't think that's quite in my future, but you never know. But either way, I'm going to be happy with whatever I have in the distance. But my goal is to definitely upgrade to a 25 or 3500 and just lift that thing up. My biggest takeaway from building this truck is that this is something that I built. This is something that I made my own. You know, you get a lot of outside influences that can try to help you or try to stray you, you know, away from what your original plan was. But if you guys can just block that out, then your build becomes your own, and it's something that you're going to be very proud of. And looking at what I've done with my truck, it's something that I can't complain. Like, this is something that I wanted to do, and it's turned out exactly how I wanted a truck to look.